Do you hate going to the doctor? Because I hate going to the doctor. Okay. And so I wanted to share this recipe with you for elderberry syrup. Elderberries are very powerful antioxidant little berries. They're just power packed. And when you make this syrup, it is super good for dealing with viruses and illnesses and infections and things in your body. Okay, and so I'm going to show you how to make this for yourself, because if you've ever bought it in the store, it can be pretty pricey for a pretty small bottle. But I can show you how to make it, you know, by the jar, you know, the quart batches by the quart, basically. And then you will have your own elderberry syrup on hand for sicknesses and for your kids. Now, for kids, it's really nice because it tastes really yummy. So you're not going to have them, you know, pushing back like, I don't want to eat it. And so that's super awesome about the elderberries, besides the fact that they're power packed. So we are going to get into this recipe. Real quick, before we do this recipe, I do have to let you know that Jesus Christ is Lord. He's the one true God. If you've heard of other gods out there, they're not gods. There is only one who died on the cross for your sins. He rose again. He is alive today, and he is coming back very soon, which is why we see the world just going to pot right now, going completely crazy, because this is literally what was prophesied, in the Bible. And Jesus is going to be coming back very soon. So if you've been playing games, it's time to stop playing games. It's time to put your hope and your faith in Jesus Christ for the forgiveness of your sins. And if you accept what he did, the fact that he died on the cross for your sins, if you accept that and accept what he did and not try to save yourself, then you will be saved. Okay, just look to the Lord. You know, if you look to the Son, then you will have life. That's what the Bible teaches. Okay, and when that happens, he's going to give you a new heart. He said he's going to take away your heart of stone and he's going to give you a heart of flesh. Okay, and you're going to get new desires. You're going to do things that, like showing kindness to others. Wow, you know, like he's going to put this love in your heart where you want to show kindness and love to other people. And it's just, if you haven't accepted Jesus, then you don't know what life is about, because you get peace and you get joy and you get an adventure, because there is never a dull day being a Christian. Okay, so if you want to know more about this, then post in the comments. I'll be happy to share more about my faith with you, but otherwise we are going to go into making our recipe. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is get access to some dried elderberries. Organic is best. I got mine on Amazon. I've also bought them from my local natural food store. So there's all different places that you can get them, but you want to work with dried organic elderberries. You can also make them with fresh, but I haven't done that myself. So in this video, we are going to be using dried elderberries. Let's get our other ingredients together. We need 2 cups of the elderberries. We need 1/4 teaspoon of dried ginger, ground up, and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Okay, we're also going to be using honey and alcohol for this recipe, but not until the end of this video. So for now, we're going to take the elderberry, the ginger, and the cinnamon. Okay, place them all in your pan, and then you're going to put in 4 cups of distilled water. Stir that up and put it on the stove, and you're going to heat that to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, you're going to put the lid on it and turn down the fire real low, because you're going to simmer this for 40 minutes on a very, very low burner, okay? After 40 minutes, you're going to turn the heat off, and you're going to let that just sit there and steep for 1 hour without touching it, without removing the lid. Just leave it alone, okay? Once that hour is up, what you're going to do is strain your berries. So you're going to get yourself a big bowl, and you're going to put a fine mesh strainer over it, just like this, and you are going to put the berries in the strainer. And I had already strained mine, and I forgot to take a picture, so that's why I don't have berries in my picture. But you just put the berries in there, and then what you do is you just take a spatula or anything like that, and you're just going to smash your berries into the strainer. You're not pushing them through it, but you're trying to get every bit of like that juicy goodness out of those berries. So just smash around those berries and get your juice in the bottom of the bowl, just like this. Okay, once the liquid has cooled to just above room temperature, which by now it probably already has, you're going to add in honey. It's best to use raw local honey, and you want 1 whole cup of honey, and you're going to stir that in. Just continue to stir that into your berry juice until it is completely combined. At this point, you can use this just like it is, or if you want to add alcohol, which is good for medicinal purposes, it also helps to as a preservative to keep your elderberry syrup good for longer. You can use 1 cup of either brandy or vodka. I prefer brandy for mine, so I just dump in 1 cup of brandy into this berry honey mixture and stir it up to combine it until it's well combined. Just give it a good stir and don't stop until you're sure it's combined. The next thing you're going to do is just bottle it up. Okay, you're going to get your glass container. I use amber glass sometimes. For this, I don't really use my amber glass jars. I just use a regular clear mason jar. And of course, you want to label it with the date and the contents. And I would just funnel that juice directly into that jar, and it is literally ready to use right away. Now, because we didn't do this in a canning method, you're going to want to put this in the refrigerator to store it. Sometimes if I make, say, a big batch, I'll take part of it and put it in a mason jar, only fill it like 2/3 of the way full, stick it in the freezer with no lid, and let it freeze solid, which it'll do, it won't take long. Then the next day, basically, you open your freezer, it's already frozen, and then you put the lid on it at that point, so you've allowed for expansion. So I store some in the freezer like that. It's easy to take out of the freezer and thaw when I need more, so I don't have to worry about it going bad before it gets used. But if we have any kind of sickness in the house, then I just keep it directly in the refrigerator. And that's your basic process. It's real simple and easy. Now, as far as dosage goes, you only need about a teaspoon at a time. If somebody's actually sick, you want to take a teaspoon every few hours. Take a teaspoon, a few hours later, take another teaspoon, a few hours later, take another teaspoon. This isn't going to hurt you. It's elderberries, for goodness sakes. So it's completely natural, and it's a berry, so it's not, going to hurt you to have a bunch of it and have it frequently. But that's your best bet if you're sick, to get rid of your sickness, is to really take this often. It's really a power-packed, powerful medicine that you can use during flu season and all year round, really, for any sickness. So that's your basic recipe. It's very simple to make, and the good thing about it is too, it's, besides the fact that it is so power packed and healthy for you, and it'll help with your immune system, it'll help beat any sickness that you've got. The other good thing about it is it just tastes good. Quite frankly, you could put it on pancakes or some other use like that, drizzle it on ice cream, and you're not going to have a hard time giving this to your kids. There's some things, like if you try to give them homemade hydroxychloroquine, like I have a video about, you're going to have a hard time giving that to your kids because it tastes so strong and so unpleasant. But the elderberry syrup is just delicious, so kids will just gobble that up, no problem. So I highly recommend that you keep this on hand. It's a great just DIY medicine that you can, make easily and keep on hand without a doctor's prescription, and that will help you get through flu season or sicknesses. So if you have any comments, you're welcome to share them down in the comment section. You can also post if you have any variations you like to do to this recipe, or if you have any other uses for elderberry that you would like to share with others. So I look forward to hearing from you guys, and God bless you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please share it with all those other moms out there who want to make some medicine to keep on hand for their kids and their families.